Hi, I'm Derek Stuck, and I'm one of Sage's Flare Essentials trainers. And I want to take a few minutes today to talk to you about what we offer in Flare Essentials and why it could be of benefit to you and your facility. In Flare Essentials, we try to take you kind of around the loop, to so to speak. We start with where flares and the control technologies and the understanding of flares came from and how it's developed over the last 40 to 50 years, and then we try to look at what's coming down the pipeline. What are the new and developing ways of either controlling your flare, monitoring your flare, and what is the EPA also looking at in terms of rules for your flare? In Flare Essentials, we start from the ground level. We look at the flare, the various components of a flare system: your knockout drums, your water seals, your flare tip, and then we move on to how do you properly control your flare, meaning how do you determine the net heating value in the combustion zone? How do you control your steam or air assist? And we look at the parameters that you can use to make sure that you're achieving that 98% combustion efficiency that flares are expected to operate at. Now, after that, we'll start looking at the various monitoring technologies available to you for your flare. Now, this includes vent gas flow meters, steam flow meters, or even composition analyzers such as gas chromatographs, FTIR, or mass spec. And after that, we'll move from controlling your flare and optimizing your combustion to discussion of the various rules that have been developed in recent years to address flare operation. Now, in the case of refineries, this means NSPSJA and more recently MACT CC. Now, NSPSJA requires sites to perform a flare minimization assessment and also to develop a flare management plan for their flares. Now, these are things that on the surface of them don't really seem all that complicated. However, once you get down into the details of them, you realize just how complicated this can be. In the case of flare minimization assessments, this doesn't necessarily require the sites to do anything, but it does require some specific things, such as flare gas recovery systems, to be looked at. In the case of MACC, the EPA has looked more for combustion efficiency guarantees as opposed to the operation and design found in NSPSJA. In CC, you're expected to maintain certain combustion efficiency requirements, steam to vent gas ratio, net heating value in the combustion zone, that sort. Now, the EPA has also started to expand their rules beyond the refineries. Here in the last, today's August 1st, in the last week or so, we've seen a information collection request go out to the ethylene facilities, meaning that the EPA is starting to look at their flares as a potential source of or topic of regulation. We've seen NSPS Quad O come out for the upstream side of things, which requires control devices on compressors and tanks guaranteeing 95% destruction efficiency. So, who can benefit from Flare Essentials? We'll talk. Really, anyone with an industrial flare has the potential to benefit from Flare Essentials. Even if you're not subject to any rules yet, the EPA's enforcement initiative has made clear that they're looking at flares at any and all sorts of facilities, and whether you're operating a ground flare, an elevated flare, steam assist, pressure assist, you name it, you have the potential to be subject to the EPA's attention. So we really hope that you decide to join us at one of our trainings, and we look forward to having you there and discussing any and all issues you may have come up against. So thank you very much. Bye.